morning, everyone. And if it's not morning where you are, it will be. I woke up about a half an hour ago, so I might seem a little bit more puffy than usual. This is AJOB 40. What I wanted to describe was my dreams last night. I had really vivid dreams, really crazy vivid dreams. So, listening to Stabbing Westward, trying to get some, there we go. So, it seems like I had three different dreams, maybe four. But in the first one, I'm coming home and a house that I haven't lived in yet, and the person I'm with is telling me that I have to go say goodnight to one of the kids. And in my dream I'm thinking I have kids. So I remember like looking at the kid and then kind of being half amazed and half wondering how this happened. And then she says, well, you gotta see the other ones too. She said something like Simon something and Joshua the other. And in my dream I remember thinking, I named my other kid Joshua? It's a good name, but it's my middle name. So, and in the dream, I'm just thinking about, I can't really describe properly the house or the kids, but the short of it was, I was, it had a real real feeling to it. The house was detailed. It was the inside of a regular house, and my brain, I guess, last night had filled out all the details of the house. The other dream I had was really strange. I'm in the air, literally like flying on an airplane, but the airplane is going in one direction at like 2 o'clock, and it was like, but what I mean by 2 o'clock is like 2 p.m. and I knew that I had to get off that airplane and go on another airplane. My only chance was the airplane that was crossing below me. So I had to jump off the airplane, basically. So I jump off the airplane and I'm flying in the air, I'm like with my hands out. For what felt like several minutes of the dream. And then a plane comes underneath me, but not like a regular plane. It seemed like it was for touring or for leisure. because it had people on the outside face of it. Like if you open up the space shuttle compartment bay and filled it with chairs or rows of 3 seats, that's probably what this airplane looked like. And so it comes back around and basically is coming right at me, and in the dream I go over the front propeller, and it has side propellers, and I go over the front propeller, and now I'm sort of hovering over it, and the people on it are kind of like looking at me, and I'm saying, you know, I have no parachute, let me in. And then you know, I grab the hand of somebody and I get in on one of those. There were red seats, I do remember that. So now I'm in the red seat, and the girl beside me, a blonde-haired girl, says, like, how long are you gonna be here? And how long, because, like, we're landing, and my friends, and, like, how long are you gonna be here? Did you pay to get on this ticket? I'm like, you saw me, I just parachuted. You know, just jumped out of here without a parachute. You know, almost died. Well, did you pay to get on here? No, I didn't pay to get on here. And then the plane like lands in Niagara Falls, and then the dream sort of switches again to an airport. And in the airport, I remember, you know, getting tickets. By the time I land, somebody that presented themselves as my uncle in the dream, but as I woke up, sort of more looked like a cross between Jesse Ventura and my actual uncle, presented me with like a medal and said, you know, this is second officer best wingman for your heroic valor of parachuting without a parachute and landing on another airplane. You know, that's why you get that medal. And so I was, in my dream, showing it to other people at the airport. And I think I was in Europe, and I was trying to get back to North America, and at one point I remember I had made friends with maybe like the janitor or something, because he gave me like a piece of paper type card, and we're going around to the checks, like the checks where you check your baggage and you check your luggage, and I'm swiping. He's like, oh, just swipe that card. So I swipe it, and then the light goes green and we can walk through. And then there's one part where somebody catches me doing that, and then I'm being interrogated. This is like pretty much towards the end of my dreaming. But the guy who's like interrogating me, like the TSA agent, is looking at photos of that were apparently in my bag, pictures of water, land, and then there's these like green looking, almost like upside down banana peels, but they're green and they're like vegetables, and apparently they're growing in the water. And he's like, what's that? And he's pointing at like clouds. What's that? This cityscape that you've taken a picture of, it looks like it's a picture of a city that I took. It looks like that's not real. Like maybe it was photoshopped there. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, are you kidding me? You think I'm taking Photoshop pictures and developing them and keeping them in my bag? What? Of a city? Like what is the purpose of that? And he's like, well, this doesn't look real. That doesn't look real. Look at this. He starts circling on the pictures. Look at that. Look at that. And then all these people are waiting for me. People that I was with, I guess. The janitor guy and somebody else. And I'm saying, look, you gotta be kidding me. in my dream. I mean, I'm like, you think I really have Photoshop pictures of a city? Like, why would I do that? It makes no sense. And he's saying, well, you know, all right, whatever, I'll let you go. These green things, upside down things, look a little suspicious. And then the next person beside me is pulling up these 2 containers of those same green things. And he looks at me, and then I think, okay, maybe the reason was he thought maybe I was with him, and he's wondering what those green vegetables are. And then we're on the plane, and there's something to do with a spider in the dream, where a spider was laying eggs in like a cocoon type thing, and wrapping it up, and then letting it go. And then I was supposed to fertilize the spider eggs, which makes no sense. And the spider eggs were in my pants at one point, and then I'm walking down the street, and then I'm trying to shake it out. Like, there's some loose pieces of this dream that made no sense at all. And then I remember pulling up my pant leg and looking down at my right leg, and it's covered in like what looked like dates, like black slime and all that, and I'm thinking, spider eggs on my leg. That's gross. And then, because of me fertilizing the spider eggs and putting them in my pants on the plane, I'm being held, it seems, in some sort of psychiatric hospital. So I start becoming more conscious in the dream, and the area that I'm being like held in is really cinematic, or really picturesque. Like, let's see here. It doesn't really, I don't have to go to great lengths to describe this, but I mean, I remember looking out at one part, and I see, alright, let's see here. Okay, big gigantic boats. And then I'm climbing up this ladder. I'm coming up to a different looks something like that, like alright. This is really crude, but so this would be, I was standing on this like ledge, and this is like a platform of probably about 30 feet up, and I'm overlooking like dilapidated airplanes, and everything's flooded and starts flooding. So all this area over here starts massively flooding, and actually a boat comes in from here and smashes into that boat, and I'm sort of walking up this 30-foot railing going over here, and I'm realizing that I'm at an airport that's sort of been converted because of its obvious non-use anymore because of the flood. Been converted into like a mental hospital. So I'm standing up on the platform with like 3 or 4 ladies there on the platform, and they're smoking, and I'm walking by them, and then I start to think in my dream, a dilapidated airport, you know, I can clearly see these planes had like chunks missing out of them and pieces out of them, and these ladies are smoking. I think I'm being held, and then, you know, somebody comes up to me and I'm trying to escape, get out of there, and somebody comes up to me like somebody from the old dream, like the janitor or something, or my uncle, and they're saying, the mistake was you gave them that card, and we were telling them that you were from Italy, and you went along with it. Why did you go along with it? Why were you saying you were from Italy? We're trying to get you out of here, but I don't know how long it's going to take, and I'm saying something like, I just want to get out of here. I just want to, how long have I been in here? How long has this been going on? It doesn't feel like I've been in here that long. And they're kind of saying like, no, it's been like a few weeks you've been in here. And I'm like, what kind of medication do they have me on? Because it doesn't seem like long. And I'm trying to remember. The reason I kind of pause is I'm trying to remember the order of things, because my dreams usually have a specific order that they happen in, a sequence of events. And the next, because I'm getting confused between 2 or 3 things. The next thing, I remember I think I was trying to escape, but I remember I was flying, like literally, mentally, like levitating, and I remember looking down and seeing the distance between my feet and the floor growing and growing, and then I would come back down, and I would try to fly again, sort of overlooking all the area. And the guards, I remember not liking that and trying to get me down, and then the dream switched entirely, I think, into this other dream where I'm walking up to this girl, Amy, that I've basically had a crush on my entire life. But it's just, and in my conscious life, I know that it's, we're totally different people. She's had kids and been married and is with somebody, and like, I don't have any kids, and I have, I'm probably never going to date or see anybody that already has kids, because I don't. And that's just a decision that I sort of made. We'll see what happens. But, in my dream, and I haven't talked to this girl in forever, but in my dream, I'm going up to her, and we're kissing, and I'm saying, I've always loved you. I'm so glad you finally, because she had finally reciprocated the love and said, I love you, and in the dream, and I was saying, like, I've known you, we've known each other basically our entire lives, because we lived together growing up, like lived beside each other. And I'm saying, I love you, and I've loved you my whole life. She's like, I loved you, I didn't think that you'd love me back. And I'm saying, what are you talking about? Of course I loved you. You're awesome, look at you. And so we're like kissing, and then it sort of switched into one more like flying dream, and then I woke up. Yeah. Oh, and the person that I had kids with in the first dream was the same girl, Amy. I just wasn't really sure if I wanted to say her name on video, but could be lots of Amy's out there, right? So that's my dream. Actually, of the same Amy, I dreamt about her a while ago, like a year and a half ago. I dreamt that she had a baby. She was telling me she had a baby in the dream. And then I woke up and I thought, wow, that's a crazy dream. I knew she had one kid, so I got a hold of her and I said, I had a dream about you, that you had a kid last night, or that you had a baby girl. And she said, in the dream, she said, yeah, I actually did just have a baby girl. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. So the reason I pay attention to my dreams is there's more to dreaming than just private interpreted hallucinations that mean nothing outside of your body. There's more to dreams than that. Definitely more to dreams. And that's why I record them. AJOB 40. More of my crazy dreams and such. So tell your friends to get a job. And if you haven't listened to the first Stabbing Westward, well, it's not the first one, but it was out in like 94, earlier than that, 93. Stabbing Westward, Wither, Blister, Burn, and Peel. Really good Stabbing Westward. Oh, my stomach is growling at me.